What's up, guys? This is Christian Brindle with Six-Figure Medicare Agent, and we're back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about step-by-step what new agents need to know to get ready to sell status and to get started getting in front of clients, building their business, and building out their clientele. But before we get into that, guys, I got to talk to you about my favorite lead company on earth, and that is Lead Heroes, guys. Lead Heroes has got you covered when it comes to telemarketing leads. They're trained and experienced telemarketers. They're going to take all of that cold calling and just dialing out of it for you. They just make your life a lot easier. They go through the rejection so you don't have to. They get you connected with qualified customers and buyers only with their high quality leads and also their custom calling campaigns. Guys, for Medicare supplements, turning 65 leads, final expense leads, Lead Heroes has got you covered. Just because you watch this video here today, they're going to give you 10% off any order you make on their website. There's a coupon code that can be found down in the description, as well as a link to their website. I encourage you to go check them out and give them a chance to add to your marketing attack in 2021. We use them regularly. All right, guys, let's talk about step-by-step what a new agent needs to know in order to be ready to sell and start building their business. So guys, first things, let's just say you just got your license, right? Let's just close our eyes and just imagine, let's just say you just got your license. What do you do? Well, it's a question that gets asked pretty frequently in a lot of the threads and a lot of the Facebook communities. For those of you who don't know, I run the best Facebook group, shameless plug, Six-Figure Medicare Agent. We have just north of about 1,800 agents at the moment in there from all walks of life. You can find a link to it down in the description. If you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. But I see that question tossed around a lot in the different groups that I'm in, and there's a lot of good ones other than ours. I was being facetious if you couldn't tell. But the most common answer I see is find a mentor. And I'm going to go with that answer. I think it's actually probably the best thing you can do because in the Medicare game, if you want to sell Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, it is definitely in your best interest to be able to contract under a person that has done it before, that's somebody that's actually built a business, that's actually done what you want to do, because they're going to be able to show you the ropes, right? They're going to be able to essentially take a lot of your learning curve out of it for you. Me, myself, for those of you who don't know my story, I started out working with my dad at the age of 20. And my dad was somebody that at the time of me getting into the business, he had already been in the business for, I think, about 25 years at that point. And so I was able to essentially come in and learn from somebody that knew almost everything I needed to know from a sales perspective and from just an overall Medicare information perspective. That was invaluable to me. My dad was such an important role model for me, and he was such an important mentor for me, especially early on in my career when I didn't know anything. A lot of you guys can maybe relate to that. Maybe you're just getting into the business, you don't know anything. You need that mentor, right? You need that person in your life that you can talk to, and they don't even necessarily have to be in your state. I've learned some of the most important things in my business from people over the phone, on Zoom calls, people I've never met in person, but they've been able to teach me things that have dramatically impacted my business. So find a mentor. That's step number one. Find a mentor, somebody that's going to get you plugged in, get you contract with the various different insurance companies. Now, that mentor is going to make an override off of your sales. They will. That's just something you need to know. Their time is not free. Now, make sure that you're signing up. Now, if you're going independent, of course, if you're going to be an independent agent, which I assume that that's what this video is for, make sure that you're not signing up with a situation where you're like an LOA agent, or you're a situation where, you're not vested in your business or anything like that, or they're taking some of your commission in addition to their overrides. You don't want that to happen. Make sure that you're vested, make sure that you can leave if it doesn't work out, and make sure that it's somebody that's going to essentially give you all of your commission, all of your business. All they're making is the override. That's the way it should be if you want to be an independent agent. Now, if you're looking to be in a call center, or you want to work with a great organization, like we have an agent now that we just brought into our office that is working as an LOA because it's a great situation for her. We're a great organization. She can come in and learn. She can get training. She can get leads, and she doesn't have to pay for any of that. She can get a salary. All that stuff is fine. And if that's what you're looking for, then that's the kind of situation you want to be in. But if you want to be independent, you don't want to be contracted like you're not going to be independent. So make sure you understand your contracts and make sure that you read your contracts, make sure that you ask the right questions. And some of those things I just pointed out are going to be the right questions. Now, the next step is going to be, if you're going to be selling Medicare Advantage, which in my opinion, I think if you're going to be selling Medicare in 2021 going forward, I think you have to be offering Medicare Advantage to your clients. I believe that in the next 10 years, Medicare Advantage is just going to continuously become more and more of an important factor. It's already quite the factor at the moment, and we've just seen the program expand dramatically. It's going to continue to do so, in my opinion, as we move forward into this new decade. Now, in order to sell Medicare Advantage and also Part D prescription drug plans, there are quite a bit of certifications and test taking that you have to go through. This is the barrier to entry. So there is an AHIP test that you have to pass first and foremost. It costs about $175. If you do it through one of the insurance companies, however, you typically get a $50 discount, which brings it down to about $125. And you have to take that test every single year. You have to pay for it every single year, so it's a yearly thing. This is what you need to know right off the bat. I always tell agents that's like one of the first things I tell them when they talk to me about selling, is because I really don't want to, try to convince an agent who's not willing to take a test or a couple of tests. Now, you get 3 tries to pass this AHIP test. You have to get a 90% or above to pass this test. You have training modules and things like that, so you have a chance to study. But if you don't get it through 3 tries, most of the insurance companies won't let you contract till the next year. Once you pass that, then you have an individual certification test and process that you have to go through with each individual insurance company that you have to contract with. So depending on how many contracted companies you want to get right off the bat, and I recommend having at least 3 or 4 in your market, you have to take a test for each individual one. This is also an annual reoccurrence. Now, the insurance companies aren't going to typically cost you to take their certification test, but it is something you'll have to do. Depending on the insurance company, you might have 3 attempts on each test, maybe as many as 6, depending on the carrier. So these are the first things you have to be able to do in order to acquire ready-to-sell status for Medicare Advantage and Part D prescription drug plan companies. Medicare supplements, it's not really the case. You just fill out a contract and you give it about a week or 2, and then boom, you're done. Your contract processes, you get a writing number, you're good to go. But like I said, in my opinion, I think if you're going to sell Medicare, you should be selling both. The next thing you need to do is you need to learn the products. Take the time. There's so much information out there, right? I have a podcast called the Everything Medicare Podcast. It's the biggest Medicare podcast in the world, on the internet, whatever you want to call it. We have 240 episodes-ish, roughly. There are so many resources out there that you can look at to learn what Medicare Part A is, what Medicare Part B is, what a Medicare Advantage plan is, what a Medicare supplement plan is. These are things you need to study up and learn about. Your mentor can help a little bit with that too, if you pick a good mentor. So that's step number 2, learn the game of Medicare. Step number 3 is hopefully you have some sales skills, but if you don't, develop your sales skills. Read some sales books, watch some YouTube videos, do some role playing with your mentor or somebody to where you can essentially bounce some ideas off of them. Learn how to make a call, right? Learn how you can call up Sally Jensen down the street and you can essentially get on the phone with her and say, Sally, my name is Christian. I'm an agent here in the area. I'm getting back to you on a reply card you sent back in, or I'm getting back to you on a form you filled out on Facebook or online, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things with you. Can I ask you a couple of questions to determine if I can be of any service? Just getting back to you on your request. You have to be able to learn what to say on the phone. You have to be able to learn essentially how to get on the phone and make something happen. When I first started as a new agent, for those of you who don't know my story, I started out cold calling people that were turning 65 for Medicare supplements 90 days out. And that's one of the most grueling and brutal things that you can ever do. But one thing it did allow me to do is it gave me superpowers in terms of being able to call and dial and essentially squeeze water out of a rock. You can give me any set of leads and I can be profitable with them. That's something that I fully believe. So you need to develop those sales skills. Now, part of it is just studying and learning, but you can only learn so much by studying and learning. The other part of it is you have to learn by doing. That is the fastest and actually probably the most important thing you can do. You have to know at least a little bit of what to say, but you have to actually get out there and fall on your face a couple of times. So don't be afraid to get out there and learn. Don't get caught up in analysis paralysis to where you feel like you need to know every little thing and you need to be perfect before you get out there and start trying to make sales. It's not the case. You learn by doing. Some of my biggest mistakes that I ever made early on in my career were my fastest teachers. You learn by failing. So get out there and be enthusiastic and hurry up to go fail in your business right off the bat, because the earlier on you fail, the faster you're going to learn, which essentially gets you one step closer to being successful. Now, one thing I always tell new agents is you really need to wrap your head around the idea, especially if you're going to be independent, that you need to invest in your business. I said it. You have to invest in your business. You have to be willing to buy leads, buy marketing, pay for marketing to get yourself in front of prospects. You need, in my opinion, I think you need a balance of things you can do that just, you have to hustle a little bit to get in front of people. That doesn't cost you money, but it costs you time. But you also need to be spending money on your business, doing direct mail lead drops, buying leads from a lead vendor, doing telemarketing leads with Lead Heroes. And you need a mixture of these two things. If you want more details on kind of some of the things you can do about that, I did a webinar about how to sell outside of AEP that goes over a lot of different ideas on some things you can do to get business. So I'm gonna pin that, I believe, right around here. I'm gonna try to get that pinned on here somewhere. So watch for that. You need to the next step though is to just get in front of customers and clients. Don't be afraid to spend money on your business. Ask your mentor how they are getting business and essentially duplicate that. Spend money on your business. Me and my office, we do a lot of different things, right? We do Facebook ads, we do telemarketing leads with Lead Heroes, we do direct mail drops, we do online content creation, brand building. We network with other insurance professionals. We gauge referrals from existing clients. There's so many things that we do here in our office. But you need to come up with a couple of different things and put together a marketing strategy. Your mentor should be able to help you do that. The next step is just to sell, right? No, even if you're bad at selling, you're going to be able to rake up clients. It's just about playing the law of large numbers. If you're bad, you should be able to sit down with 10 people and walk away with one or two of them as new clients. And that's just going to build and that's just going to grow. And eventually, before you know it, your business is snowballing and you're getting better. Instead of getting 1 or 2 out of 10, you're getting 3, 4, or 5 out of 10 people that you sit down with. You're just getting better. You're getting more confident. You're getting more comfortable, and your income starts to grow. Your clientele starts to grow. And before you know it, you're off to the races. This is what you need to know as a new agent, guys. It's all about taking the time to educate yourself, to learn, but it's also about activity. You can't cheat activity, because activity at the end of the day is what's going to determine the agents that are successful from the ones who aren't. So get out there, get in front of clients, get in front of prospects, and that's how you're going to be successful. Picking a good mentor is important. Making sure you know your stuff is important. Making sure you get through the tests and the certifications is important, but none of it matters if you don't put in the proper levels of activity. It has to be a daily thing. You show up each and every day, because if you don't, you're going to make 1 or 2 sales, and then before you know it, you're going to fizzle out. 92% of insurance agents, Cody Askins says all the time, he built a whole conference around the idea, 92% of insurance agents in our industry fail because they have lack of activity. So anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to put together a short little video about what new agents need to do, what new agents need to be aware of, and what new agents should be expecting when they get into the business as an independent insurance agent. If you found this video helpful, or if you're an experienced agent and you have anything to add to this conversation, please do me a favor, drop it in the comment section. Bring value to somebody that watches this video if you have anything to add. Drop a like in the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe for future 6-figure Medicare agent content. And we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.